Welcome back to Diving into Watches, and we've got a really good review for you today. We're going to be reviewing a watch that I've been watching probably, well over 6, 7 years now, but never picked one up. They're a microbrand. They're based out of Hong Kong. They're becoming more and more popular, putting out really good watches from all the reviews I've seen and the pictures I've seen. And the last ones they've been putting out, I really, really like, to the point that I've actually purchased three of them. One I have, two are still, one is on its way, should be here next week or so. And the following one's a pre-order for a Halloween style. It's called the 50 Phantoms watch, and it has a bunch of ghosts on the dial. If you probably don't know the name of the company is Spinnaker. The company was named after the big sail off of a sailboat, the Spinnaker sail. So that's how they got their name. I don't know the exact date of the company, but I have been seeing their watches for a long time. They have always been an affordable micro brand, but recently the releases they've been putting out have just been really nice. The details, the qualities, the craftsmanship, the materials. So the one we're actually going to be reviewing today by Spinnaker is called the Fluess. It's actually named after Henry Fluess, who I guess you could call one of the grandfathers of diving. Born in 1851 and in 1875, he actually created one of the first workable rebreathers for scuba diving. I did not realize how old that is and that you could actually do that. And that's one of those systems where it rebreathes and the oxygen is taking out. I don't know how effective it was, but based on the website, that's who they named this particular line of the watches off. It comes in many different colors. This one is called Sunset Orange, obviously because of the orange top of the bezel and then the black on the bottom. This one is based, the styling they said is based upon the early 60s dive watches. And you will definitely see that when we go over in the bench, you're going to see that 62 Moz style feel in the case. And you are going to see that there's no case guards. It has that old styling. It is. I've been wearing it for a few days now, and I got to say, I'm really, really impressed with it. There are some things I don't like about it, but I am very, very impressed with it so far. One of the things that kind of upset me, and it's not the watch's fault, because I don't know if the watch is directly from Spinnaker but I bought this one through Amazon, and I'll put a picture up. But on the Amazon page of the watch that I bought it says that the movement is a Miyota 9015, and the price of the watch was $305. And I thought, that's incredible. I'm getting a Miyota 9015. That's a 28 joule high beat movement, 28,800 VPH. And I was like, that's fantastic. That is awesome. I was like, woof, man, I scored on this one. But when I got the watch in, lo and behold, when I flipped it over, it is not a Miyota 9015. It is your standard Seiko NH35. And before anybody, and I'll show pictures of it, before anybody chews me up in the comments, how I know, I know what the difference is between a 9015 and a Miyota of 9015 and a Seiko NH35 is, but I also put it on the time grapher. And the time grapher ain't gonna lie. If it's a 28,800 beat per VPH, it's gonna show at 28,000 beats. It showed 2160, and when you compare the two, it's not a Miyota. So that kind of irked me a little bit. Had I known it was an NH35, I still would have bought the watch. It's still a great price at $300. I think it's a fantastic watch for what it is, the build quality and the bezel, which is a glass bezel, hardened glass bezel. I'll show you more in this Lume. But I was a little miffed by that, so I don't appreciate the false advertising. I don't know if that is the seller of the watch or if that is actually Spinnaker, who I bought the watch from. I don't think it was from Spinnaker, because when I ordered directly off their website, it is coming from Hong Kong, and that takes longer, and this was your typical 2-day Amazon. But that's neither here nor there. I just don't like that. I just don't like that they advertise it as a Miyota 9015, and it's clearly not, because I was like stoked that I was getting that kind of a movement, 28 joule high beat movement in this watch, and it's not. It's your NH35, 24 joule standard aftermarket, Seiko movement. That's neither here nor there. That's fine. So without further ado, let's get over to the bench and let's take a look at an in-depth review of this absolutely gorgeous timepiece by Spinnaker, the Fluess Orange Sunset. Okay, before we get into it, just real quick, I normally don't show the boxes, but it happened to be sitting here. It's your standard box. It's a kind of a hard cardboard with a nice material on the outside. It says Spinnaker. I'll open it up real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the box. Spinnaker here on the bottom. I kept all the little doodads that came with it. It does have a warranty card that says Spinnaker. You have to actually register the watch with Spinnaker for them to honor the warranty, and it is a 2-year factory warranty, which is good. Anything less than 2 years, I don't think is I don't like when watch companies don't do that. But enough of that. So it is a 2-year warranty, decent box, nothing to write home about. It'll probably end up over in the cabinet down here in the drawer, filed away to never be seen again. Okay, as you can see, it is a really nice, gorgeous watch. The first thing that stands out is this hardened glass bezel. It is really, really nice. I thought that was a really cool feature of it. You can see that there is an AR coating as I kind of turn this. It picks up that blue AR coating right there. My light's kind of shining, but you can see that blue. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. But there is a sapphire glass AR coated. But the glass bezel, I think, is just really, really cool. I thought that was just a really neat, fantastic feature of the watch. Make it really stand out. It is a blue dial, and it has a grained texture on the dial. It is applied indices. They are just numerals, 12, 6, and 9, nothing at the 3. There is a loomed pip at the 3, has a date on the window. And then it has your standard sword hands that are loomed and a orange tipped seconds hand that is loomed, working its way around. And it has a standard crown with the logo for Spinnaker on it. You can see the designs in it. It has that 62 Moz kind of style case. The dimensions are 43 millimeters, so it is a little bit on the larger side, but I'm okay. Anything between 40 and 45 is fine with me. Case thickness is 13 millimeters. Lug to lug is 51 millimeters, so it is a little on the larger side, but when we do a wrist check, you'll see that it actually fits my wrist pretty comfortably, no issues there. And it is 22 millimeters lug, so it is a lug. It is a strap monster. It comes on a leather strap, and it's relatively thick. It's actually very, very comfortable. It does say that it is water resistant, which that's good, and it's labeled Spinnaker on there, and then the clasp. I'm sorry, the end link here, not end link, but I'm not sure what you call this, is also done in Spinnaker, and then it has stitching on the end of the strap, and then it's got stitchings up here where it connects to the watch to kind of give some style. I'm never a fan of leather straps on dive watches. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it looks fine. It's very comfortable. It's just that you would never go in the water with a leather strap. But this is the kind of watch you could definitely wear for work. No problem. You could wear anywhere around, no problem, and it's going to work out just fine. And I think that's the appeal of the leather strap, is it dresses it up a little bit. I will probably end up putting this on a leather. I'm sorry, not on a rubber strap, which I always prefer. The case has that real standard 62 Moz type case. It is all brushed steel, 3/16 steel. It is a screw down crown, so that is nice. It is not a pull out on this crown. It is a screw down crown. It is also a screw down exhibition case on the back. They did dress it up a little bit nice with this nice little Spinnaker rotor, because the standard NH35 is not an attractive movement at all, where the Miyota 9015 is actually pretty nice because they have more jewels in there that you can see because they're a 28 jewel movement. And then these rotor and this that gear and this rotor are gold in the Miyota 9015. So that's why I was kind of stoked about that. But that's neither here nor there. That's just kind of the way the watch goes. But the look and the comfort and the feel of the watch is really, really nice. I'm really impressed with this glass, hardened glass bezel. I don't know how well that would handle a heavy impact. I'm assuming because it's hardened, it would last pretty well. But yeah, I think if you bang that, you might do some damage. But this is probably going to be mostly office wear for me, work wear. One of the things I do like is it's a kind of a domed sapphire, and when it starts to turn, you kind of get that distortion from a dome sapphire. You can see that it sits up just a tad over the bezel, but that's okay. I think that looks really, really good. The dial with that graining is just fantastic. It says automatic 500 feet, 150 feet, 500 feet, 150 meters down in the bottom. So it is definitely a water resistant watch. You can definitely use in the water. There's no doubt about that. It is a unidirectional bezel, 120 click. The things I don't like about it, I do not like this. It's a coin. Yeah, it's a coin edge, but it's very, very small, and it's very hard to grip, and it is very tight. It is very difficult to turn. I mean, I am struggling to turn this bezel. It's just that part. Just is just crap. Now I got to work my way around. You can't get a grip because when you come up here, the bezel, your fingers hit the side of the lugs and you can't keep a grip on it. And it almost tightens down as you turn it. So you can see how long it's taking me just to get this to spin. So that might be a deal killer for a lot of people. Let me get this around here. But you can see how hard I'm working at it. That is just one tight bezel. The QC is good. I'm trying to get it up there. So yeah, there it goes. Let me go ahead and wipe this off. I got crud all over it. I got my fingers all over it from spinning it. But that would probably be my biggest gripe. That is just terrible. I mean, you can't. It's a real booger to get your fingers on, and there's no grip. So if your hands are wet, your hands are slippery, you're gonna have a real challenge getting that on there. I will probably never ever use it as a timer, just for that reason. The only other gripe, and it's not Spinnaker's fault. I think this is an Amazon or the dealer that had this watch, stating that it was a Miyota 9015, and then you get it and it's not. It's an NH35. So that I was not happy about that. But overall, I'm very impressed with the watch. I'm very comfortable to wear. You don't notice it. It is a little bit larger, but I'll give you a wrist shot here in a second, and then we'll do a Lume shot after the wrist shot. Actually, we'll do the Lume shot now, and then we'll do the wrist shot. Okay, here's the Lume shot. You can see how awesome that hardened glass bezel is that has Lume in it, and the indices, how well they lume. Everything looks just bright and clear and perfect. You can see it's even loomed at the 3 o'clock. The date window is not loomed on some watches that I have that is loomed, but the hands light up very nicely. The seconds hand, and I think that what really sold me is the loomed hardened glass bezel. I just think that is just so cool. Reminds me of, it's just one of those microbrand things they do, like Aragon does and a few other ones do, that just kind of just set theirs off from other microbrands. I just think that is a really, really real cool feature. I don't know if all of the watches that Spinnaker makes do that, but I know the Fluess line of dive watch does have the loomed glass bezel. So that is really, really cool. I think that is awesome. So if you like Lume, you're going to be very, very happy with the one in Spinnaker. Their website doesn't indicate if it's Super Lume Bright or 3GW or all the different ones out there, so I'm not quite sure which brand of Lume it is. I'm not going to do a long Lume check on it. It'll last quite a while, and over time it'll dim. But you can see in just a certain amount of time, it's dimming a little bit, but it's still holding bright. So that is the Lume. I'll also put the factory Lume pick they get provided up also, so you can see that. So overall, I'm very, very happy with this watch. I think for $300, I think that Spinnaker hit it out of the park with this one. Maybe not out of the park, maybe inside the park. I think that bezel being so difficult to turn, I think for a lot of people that will be a deal killer. But if you're not hung up so much on using this one, I think you would really enjoy wearing this watch. But yeah, that was a little disheartening. I was a little bummed out by that. And I know a lot of people will be turned off by that, because what's the point of a dive watch if the bezel function isn't easy to use? And this one is definitely not. I don't know if that's just this watch or that is like to all of the Fluess line Spinnakers. That's just the known issue with them. I don't know why that is, but that's probably my only gripe. And then, not being a 9015, but that's not Spinnaker, as I said earlier. So folks, I don't think you could go wrong with this one. I'm going to go ahead and take it back over to the studio and give you my final thoughts on this one. I definitely think Spinnaker is a watch that you want to put on your radar and a watch that you definitely want to look at. I don't think you can go wrong with the Spinnaker. The designs they're putting out now are really, really nice. So let's take it back over to the studio and let's give you my final review, my final thoughts. All right, folks, there you go. That is the review and the in-depth look at the Spinnaker Fluess dive watch. I think overall, I think it's a good watch. I think Spinnaker stepping up their game as a micro brand. They've obviously been around a long time. They're doing very, very well. As I said earlier, they're based out of Hong Kong. Their website says that almost all their watches are NH35. I did do some research, and in the past they have used Miyota and some Swiss, probably ETA movements, but the current line that they have is, at least with the Fluess, is the NH35. The other one I have coming in, I don't know. I'll have to do some research. I don't remember if it was an NH35 or a Miyota. I'm probably going to go with this an NH35 because I know it's a date on it. And then I know the 50 fathoms has a date only. It's probably an NH35. The NH35 seems to be the most common watch movement for micro brands in that $300 price range. As again, for $300, you really can't go wrong with this watch. It looks fantastic. It has that old 60s vibe, and that glass, that hardened glass bezel that Lume's is just, it's just gorgeous. I think just sets it off the top. And that sunset orange color. They have like, God, I want to say 10 or more different colors, and then as far as the bezels and the dials. But this combination of the blue and the orange and the black just really, really hit it for me. Other than the leather band, I'm not a big fan of leather bands on watches, but you know, it came with a nice band. It is comfortable. I'll keep wearing it for a while, but I will definitely, as I say in my other videos, I will change that out to a rubber strap, maybe a Tropics or a 60s waffle pattern to keep it in line with what that is. So go give Spinnaker a check. They are not sponsored this video. I get nothing from them. They do make some nice watches. There's more you can see on their website than you can on Amazon. I don't know Joma Shop. I didn't even look at Joma Shop. I'm sure they probably do carry Spinnaker. So you might even get a better deal on a watch over at Joma Shop. But just remember, anything you buy through Joma Shop does not come with the factory warranty. It comes with Joma Shop's warranty, which is just as good because Joma Shop's a solid gray market dealer, and they do honor and take care of anything that goes wrong with their watches. But go give Spinnaker a check. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That really helps our algorithm. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps push it out to more people, helps this channel grow. And we always want to keep bringing you new content, new watches. So stay tuned because we do have 2 more Spinnakers coming in. So we have other watches coming in. So we've got lots lined up for you. So stay tuned, stay safe, have a great weekend. And as always, I'm diving into watches, and we'll see you again next week. I'm out.